Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Dan. And today I'm going to be reviewing yet another direct-to-video animated feature again. I just thought why not? I've been reviewing quite a few of these already as of late, and I've done quite a few of these before, so what difference would it make now, I guess? Whatever. So, yeah, here we go again. So for this feature, like you can see from the title of the video, Barbie and the Three Musketeers, which of course is loosely based upon on the novel of the same name, The Three Musketeers. Obviously, just accept that it'll be Barbie and her friends, and yes, obviously it's going to be a time period, obviously. And yeah, before anyone says anything, oh no, they're doing a gender swap, it's gone woke or whatever. And none of you mind if they were replaced by animals. I didn't hear any complaints about that. And then Disney also did a live action movies as well. So yeah, it was that just throwing it out there. Anyway, this is a film that was first released to DVD on September 15th of 2009, and then it made its television premiere on Nickelodeon on November 22nd of the same year. So there was that, I guess, of course. So I just figured let's do this again because I reviewed quite a few of these anyway. So of course, as always, let's talk about the plot, shall we? So here we go. As I was saying, this is a period piece. It takes place in some point of the 1600 era French. So we get to see, of course, it's Barbie, but she's named as a different character in this movie, who lives on a farm with her mother and dreams of becoming a musketeer like her father. And yeah, it's also, of course, a kitten, of course, right here, obviously. And the kid wants to do a thing as well with her. But unfortunately, when they make it to Paris, things do not turn out as she hoped. Of course, she's made fun of by other people because, hey, women are not supposed to be doing this. Only men do it. That kind of attitude, of course. But of course, she wants to pretty much go on anyway. Just wants to determine that she is worthy of being a musketeer. Which, of course, can blame her for wanting to be determined to do what you want, not allowing others to tell her otherwise. That's the right attitude. We all know what happens from here. If you're familiar with the story, this has the same basic beats, sort of. And just, of course, you gather some friends and they make a team, of course. And doing this Victorian kind of look to it, of course, kind of thing going on here over here, which I thought was a nice touch. Which I can see why they would do that, really. So if you're familiar with the story of the Musketeers, you kind of know how this is going to play out. So this is just basically Barbie's version of that. They just stick together and do the right thing, of course, and basically do what they have to do. And if there's anything that's bad going on, of course, they have to take care of the issues, the problems, whatever. So in other words, this is basically a fantasy movie where it goes into the whole idea of it's all for one and one for all kind of thing. So the pacing of this film is pretty fast paced, and there's plenty of action, I guess. And yes, it's fairly straightforward. And there's a cat. Yes, of course, the cat wants to be a musketeer, obviously. So yeah, pretty much Barbie. And again, I know she's referred to a different name in this, but I'm gonna call her Barbie because that's basically who this is. Yeah, she's tired of the farm life and just wants excitement in her life. Can't blame her really. She does not want a normal life, I guess you can say, and just wants things to be exciting, of course. And that's nothing inherently wrong with that, of course. So basically, it just centers around this young country girl that's headed to Paris to pursue her big dream, which, of course, as mentioned before, to become a musketeer, despite what she's told. So that's basically the general idea here for this movie. So of course, she has to be trained by this unexpected sword master, and those, of course, four other talented girls that we have to work as a team, I suppose. Of course, uh, defend the young prince because there's some crazy stuff going on here, of course. But I guess in this case, would they be the first female musketeers in history? So I guess it's history in the making for them, I suppose. But like I said, that's basically the idea of the of this kind of thing. So it's basically, in other words, it's what you call a hero's journey. I know a lot of people may be familiar with the hero's journey because, I mean, even Star Wars did that. If this sounds somewhat familiar, there you go. A young farm person dreams of big, but there's obstacles in the way. So there you go. So anyway, it basically does the hero's journey, but with Barbie doing it. And this basically is the whole idea here. I know there's some stuff I'm skipping on, but I don't want to spoil anything really. Yes, of course. As you can guess yourself, obviously there's going to be a villain that they have to pretty much take down and just do it. Would they succeed? Well, you're going to have to check out for yourself. As for the soundtrack, typically the soundtrack is pretty good. It's not too shabby when it comes to these types of movies. The music, of course, is pretty good. And yes, obviously the general theme here, as you can guess for yourself, it displays the importance of standing up together. And so I guess technically you can say those four main characters and whatnot. Yeah, that can be pretty complicated to write it off as a good way. Really, four main characters. I mean, yes, this was not the only movie that done that, but it can be pretty hard to do. Of course, have a balance when it comes to this kind of thing. Obviously, writing four main characters as to oppose just one can be pretty tricky. But the way it's done here, it's fine. Of course, I can't really play it too much. So the voice casting is actually pretty good. Yes, this is a direct to video type of thing, but the voice acting was actually surprisingly good here. So there's that. The animation is actually pretty solid. So you can tell they had at least a bit more money this time around to be more flexible with the animation. You can tell that they toyed around with the colors and the character designs. There's quite a bit of detail. The animation is pretty fluid. The character designs, the artwork, all and whatnot is actually fairly nice here. So I can't complain too much, really. And while granted, there's like maybe like a moment or two that's in the film that's a little too slow, but in the grand scheme of things, it didn't hurt the film too much because this was a definitely enjoyable experience for those who are maybe in this kind of thing, I guess. And if you're a fan of the Musketeers, I would suggest at least watch this just for that. I suppose. You don't have to be a fan of the character of Barbie, but at least at the very least, if you like the Musketeers, just watch this. Just watch this for that alone, really, folks. So of course it's a very adventurous. Of course it's about teamwork, that whole jazz and whatnot. So I'll give this an overall rating of a 7.3 out of 10. It's a 7.3 out of 10 for me. So thanks for watching and take care. Till next time.